Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Professor Loki. In this video, we're going to be doing a comparison, pros and cons, whatever you want to call it, with the following items: Trance, Void Shield, Bloodforge, Masamune, and Crusher. We're not doing Stone King Sword because that requires three autos, and for it to be fully be, for it to be good, and that's not that great because three autos is basically you're already dead. So it's not this, and also the counters Time's Bane. So Masamune isn't very efficient, and you should not get it anymore. So let's look at this. So you can see my mouse right now on the top left, hopefully. Raw 60 means Raw has 60 physical protections. This is his base protections at level 20. I'm level 20, Raw's level 20, and this is Trans plus Hydra's plus my 3. All of these stats are all with my 3 my basic, and Hydra's is added to it as well. And again, my 3 is maxed out, I'm level 20 and everything like that. So against Raw, who has 60 physical protections, my 3 and my basic together deals 903 damage to him. With Crusher, it is 861. Now, with Void Shield, well, no, let's go with it. Raw with 135 physical protections is basically Raw with Breastplate of Valor, because you'll be seeing mages today with a lot of defense and health. So, Trance plus Hydras. So, against Raw, you'll deal 620 with Trance, and against, or with Crusher, you will deal 612 against Raw with 135 physical protections. Now, for Void Shield, it is 838 for 60 physical protections and 570 for 135 physical protections. Now let's go on to the pros and cons, and then we'll go to Masamune later. Um, Also, Bloodforge will not have its own, like, it's 75 physical power. It'll deal less damage than Masamune and Trance, obviously, so there's no need for me to calculate anything. Trance pros has the basically the highest power. It gives you the most, not damage. It gives you the most power. I mean, technically, it does give you the most damage too. And it has high mana sustain, obviously. And the cons for Trance is it's very expensive. It slows down your build, and you have to stack it. Now, people say, okay, you can buy it late game, but you still have to stack it. And it's sure it may be easier for you to stack it, but if you're doing something else for your own selfish reasons, then you're just like weakening your team. Why get Trance when you can just get Crusher? Don't stack, and you'll deal a little bit less damage, but you will still be fine. Like that's the trade-off. So that's that. And now for Crusher, for Crusher, the pros is better DPS against objectives. It is very cheap. It's like I think it's 2,200 gold, and there is really no cons for Crusher that I can think of. Um, yeah, that's actually about it. There's no cons. Void Shield pros. Oh well, I guess the one con for Crusher is that there may be better items to get. So Void Shield, there is high defense, obviously. That's a typo, ignore that. Void Shield cons is it's very expensive. I think it's like 2,800 or 2,700 gold. It does the least amount of damage out of all of those items I mentioned, and it alerts that Loki's nearby if you look at the if you look like right here in your debuff icon. So yeah, let's go with Bloodforge. Bloodforge, it has high sustain right here. It gives a shield after a kill, and it gives you movement speed after kill. Cons, very expensive. I'm pretty sure it's 2,800 gold. If not, it's 2,700. It's one of those two. Um, and it also lifesteal isn't that important for Loki because since Loki kills very fast, he doesn't deal enough auto attacks for lifesteal to be efficient. However, I have many times where I was very low and I was about to die, and I just go to a camp and lifesteal up to half health or even more than that, and I was ready back in the fight. So you can use that. There is always just be smart, use what you got. 50%, 15% lifesteal is very good on because Bloodforge gives you 15% off the bat. But so yeah, Masamune pros. It's very cheap, and it gives you movement speed, and it basically gives you I think the second highest damage in the game or power. Sorry. And Masamune cons. The passive only works if someone has health. Now, I haven't calculated that exactly how much more health they have to have more than you. You guys can do the math yourself. But all I know is someone who has Warlock Sash and who has fully maxed it, you will deal 100 physical power to that god. Very good against tanks, warriors, and mages or assassins who builds a lot of health. But it's still not reliable because what if they don't build health? Then you're kind of stuck, right? So now let's look at this, right? Now, Masamune against Aura with 60 physical protections with full Warlocks. You can't see that, but it says full Warlock stacks, 100 stacks. Will deal, and this is again Hydras plus Masamune plus my 3, 1 auto. Will deal 896 to Raw, and then Masamune against Raw with 135 physical protections will deal 616. So I think that's the same as Crusher. Now, Trance against Raw with 135 is 620. And for 60 physical protections, Masamune deals 896 and Trance deals 903, as you can tell. So right off the bat, Trance deals more damage. So now let's go with the final approach. Let's look at the strong to weak and stuff like that. And I misspelled that. There we go. Strong to weak based off of power. Trance, Masamune, if it's fully stacked, then Crusher, then Bloodforge, then Void Shield. Void Shield will deal the least amount of damage, but it will give you protections, so it's a trade-off. Crusher is better than Bloodforge because if Crusher is able to if Trance deals more damage than Crusher by less than 10 damage, then and Trance gives you more than 100 physical power, and Bloodforge only gives you 75, so it's just common sense that Crusher just deals more damage than Bloodforge. So Bloodforge is second to last. Now, when it comes to strong to weak with utility, though, it is Bloodforge. Bloodforge has the highest utility, and then it goes into Void Shield because of all the debuff, the protections, and stuff like that. It helps your team. Then Crusher because of the objective, Masamune because of the movement speed, and Trance is the least because, like I said before, the only reason why you're getting Trance is for the power, not really for the mana. If you get it for the mana, then you need to learn how to conserve your mana and not just spam it often. So there is no such thing as the best. See, there's a core build for Loki. The core build for Loki should always be this.
My guitar needs tuning.
That's the core build. Now, the last item is completely up to you. There is no right or wrong. Just please don't get Fatalis and don't get crits. Don't get any of that nonsense. Just get one of the items I just showed you. You can get either Crusher, you can get Spirit Robe, you can get Trance, I guess, but there's really no point for it. I mean, just going for the pure power and 10 extra damage is really just not worth it. It's just get Crusher, it's cheaper, and it just has more utility into itself. And if you have mana issues with Hydra still, stop spamming abilities. And you're not supposed to be in the battlefield for 50 minutes without backing once. Back every once in a while. It's just, it's good to back. Just not too frequently because then you lose farm. But if you stayed in the game, you stayed in the battlefield for like maybe 5 minutes or so, then you can maybe get back once. I don't know, but all I'm saying is be conservative with your abilities. Don't just spam it left and right. You can also get Bloodforge. Kin size, guys. Look, if you want something against health, just buy Masamune. It deals more damage. So, at least, I mean, I'm actually just guessing because I haven't tested it, obviously. But Masamune requires auto attacks, and Masamune does not apply to your. See, Masamune's passive does not apply to abilities, so that's what kind of makes you not want to buy it. Like, you shouldn't buy it because of that, because that makes you more of an auto-based character, and that's not good. Loki being auto-based isn't good because he's just more, the longer he is visible, the more likely he's going to get CC killed and stuff like that. You want to kill someone as fast as possible and get out. If you go auto-based, you have to take your time, and it takes time because you got to auto people, when abilities are just 1, 3, 4, whatever, they're dead, easy. So Masamune applies to your abilities, I'm pretty sure, because it says additional physical power damage against gods. It's not talking about melees or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure Masamune applies to your abilities. So if you want to counter health, you can get Masamune. It's very cheap, just like Crusher. Well, it's actually cheaper than Crusher. So if you see someone building Warlock Sash in the game, get Masamune. It's a good item, but if you want to be more of a supportive player, you can get Crusher and maybe try to split push. That could really help your team because you picked Loki, so just get Crusher, get split push. If you're a team fighter, then you want to get maybe Void Shield because that helps everyone. If the warrior already has Void Shield, you can get Bluff Forge because this helps you sustain in team fights. If you get poked or whatever, you can go to a camp and heal up. So it's just, it all depends on you guys. No, Frostbound Hammer will not work. No, Dev Gloves doesn't work. No, 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 stop, stop, stop. It doesn't work. The only options you can really get for the last item is Void Shield, Trance, Bluff Forge, and Crusher and Masamune. Stone Cutting Sword though, but again, I don't recommend Trance. It is, look at that, it's 2,600 gold, and I mean I know Blood Forge is 2,800, but it has a lot of utility to it, so it's worth it. But Trance only has one, that's mana, but you don't need mana because of Hydras. But anyways, and Stone Cutting Sword will not work because Stone Cutting Sword is a flat reduction pen, and let me show you guys right now what I mean by that. That's not it. That is it. Um, as you can see right here, sorry if you can't see that. It's basically, it says actual defense equals protections times, I'm not gonna read all that, but you guys can see it. But the thing is, it goes from left to right. I mean, okay, so flat pen is always gonna be at the, it's always gonna be at the to the far right. So it's always gonna apply last. That's what I'm trying to say. After pen, flat pen, it goes into Time's Bane. So a Time's Bane will apply second last. So if you were to have Executioner, for example, Executioner is this right here. Execution is, where's my mouse? There we go. Hi. So Executioner will be put right here, which means that Executioner will apply first, and then Flat Reduction will apply second. Time's Bane will apply third, and a Flat Pen will apply fourth. A Flat Pen works with all of these, but the first three counter each other, because if this is a percentage, right, and it reduces the person's protections, then it also reduces the efficiency of Time's Bane because it's also a percentage. Percentage works better when a number is higher, not when it's lower. So if it gets reduced ahead of time, then it's going to be really inefficient. And if you get Time's Bane, which every Loki does, Flat Reduction applies first. So Stone Cutting Sword ultimately counters Time's Bane. So so if someone has 60 protections, right? You hit someone. Well, the first time it won't apply anything, but then the second time they have a debuff of 10 physical protections because that's the first hit. So they'll have from 60 to 50, right? And if you hit him again, it will reduce it to 50 to 40, and then it'll apply the Time's Bane effect. Like, it's just, Time's Bane will not go first. If it was the other way around, dude, of course, that'd be so good. If the percentage applies first, then the non-percentage will work really well. See, I'm pretty sure that, like, for example, percentage reduction and flat reduction, I'm pretty sure they work together. And then, no, it doesn't, because the first auto it will, but then the second time it's not. So these two do not work together. Flat Reduction is basically Stone Cutting Sword, Void Shield, Void Stone. Percentage Reduction is basically Executioner. Is there any other ones that I'm missing? The Old Spear of Magus, for example. Demonic Grip. And yeah, and then the percentage pen right here is Time's Bane, Obsidian Shard, whatever. Actually, I think those are the only two percentage pen in this game. Flat pen is everything else, basically, that I've not mentioned. So, yeah. So now that you guys understand how penetration works in this game, you can now understand what I mean by Stone Cutting Sword counters Time's Bane, so you don't want to get those two. So, yeah. That's going to be about it, guys. I'm going to make I don't know, actually, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to end this video right now, and I will make a video soon about something, and I'm really looking for Season 4, guys. Season 4 is less than 29 days away, guys. 29 days. If you guys want to know exactly when when Season 4 starts, then you want to go to main menu where you can see the play button on Smite. Then you want to go to the top right corner where it says ranked. Click on that, and then underneath your rank or whatever it says days remaining. Because when rank is over, that's when the season starts again. So yesterday I checked and it was 30 days. So today it should be 29, and it is like Tuesday, I think. It's the 3rd. So yeah, that's gonna be about it, guys. If you have any comment, questions, concerns, please post it down below. And as always, I'll see you all Loki and non-Loki players next time.